From Montana's news leader, this is the MTN Noon News.
And good afternoon. Thanks for joining us on the Noon News. I'm Andrea Lutz. Today, President Joe Biden is expected to set a global vaccine plan in motion. White House officials say the president will announce a $4 billion effort at the Group of Seven meeting. It's meant to help with vaccine purchasing and distribution. That $4 million in funding was approved by Congress in December. It will be used through 2022. Pfizer will host President Biden at its vaccine manufacturing facility in Michigan. Winter weather caused a slowdown of vaccine shipments in recent days. It also forced delays of vaccine appointments in 32 states. This week, unemployment claims rose higher than expected, and some believe it's even more of a reason to pass a new stimulus package. Democrats want some benefits to be sent out by March 14th. All right, the Lake County officials there, health officials, they are going to still mandate that people wear masks. Health officials say they want to keep active cases low. Implementing the order helps businesses to keep customers to wearing masks in their establishments.
If we do lift the mask mandate, we want to try to do some things to protect store owners that still want to do it.
And on the flip side, the ordinance will give officials a good idea of when they can remove their mask mandate. Pregnant women could be more likely to get COVID-19 than previously thought. A study published this week looked into more than 200 pregnant COVID patients in Washington state. Infection rates among pregnant women were 70% higher, and officials say it's possible women are overrepresented in many essential jobs, including healthcare and education. This week, Missoula County reached a pivotal milestone, dropping below a target active case status. Now that that goal has been reached, the health board has voted to loosen some restrictions. But according to health officer Ellen Leahy, this puts Missoula in a strong position to fight the pandemic.
And we built ourselves a stair step. And so now you can step back without going complete open, complete closed, back and forth.
And she also says the county is nowhere close to herd immunity, so it's vital that they continue that personal mitigation effort, which is why they will not be lifting the countywide mask mandate right now. Students at Whittier Elementary in Great Falls will not be back in the classroom as hoped due to those frozen pipes. Officials wanted to reopen the school Monday. However, the district now says remote learning will continue through next week. Class material pickup and drop off will happen Monday from 2 to 4. Meals will be available for pickup 11 to 12 each day at the Paris Gibson Education Center. All right, frozen pipes are always a bummer, but I guess that's kind of what happens when things start to warm up. Huh,
yep,
Miller?
That's right. And we do have some warmer temperatures out there, Andrea. Happy Friday, everybody. TGIF as we head into the weekend. Let's take a look at those temperatures right now. We're seeing a lot of 30s across the board, getting up above freezing. A lot of folks, it's the first time in a long time, but you'll notice that we do have some snow still in the forecast. We'll have a blast of energy coming into the western part of the state. And we've got a couple of more little blasts that'll come through the weekend, giving us another shot of snow, mainly in the higher elevations. But the big story is the warm up. How long will it last? Or do we have another cool down on the way when we get into the middle part of next week? I'll let you know with that main forecast coming up here in just a bit. Andrea.
About a heinous crime a Billings man is accused of committing. Prosecutors say 35-year-old Willie Redd is facing felony aggravated assault for beating a 3-year-old girl that was in his care. 3-year-old Amaya Fox was flown to Denver for emergency surgery. She sustained compression fractures in multiple vertebrae, a brain hemorrhage, chest trauma, and bruising all over her body. Redd claims the injuries were from a car crash, but doctors disagree. Redd remains in federal custody. Now to the latest surrounding a car chase that turned into a standoff and started in Gallatin County. Police responded to a Belgrade home for the report of a domestic violence, and police say 35-year-old John Binkley fled the house, took off on Interstate 90, reaching speeds of over 100 miles an hour. Police also say he was shooting at law enforcement, but eventually pulled over near Garrison. That's where the incident stopped, and it also stopped traffic on the interstate for hours. Texas Senator Ted Cruz flew back to Houston from Cancun. The Republican lawmaker receiving backlash after social media posts surfaced showing his family boarding a plane. That is, millions of Texans are without heat and power after that deadly winter storm. Cruz took reporter questions where he expressed regret for his actions. In Montana cities with booming real estate and rental markets, some landlords are charging what a Bozeman lawmaker is calling unnecessary fees. MTN's Mike Dennison tells us more.
Senator J.P. Pomnikowski says she began hearing last year from constituents in Bozeman's expensive and tight rental market about substantial charges for applying to rent or view an apartment or house. One woman told Pomnikowski that a management firm asked $100 just to allow her to look at the interior of a house she wanted to consider renting, $25 per roommate. When the woman asked if one person could view the house for $25, she was told no, that the fee was charged for each person who might live there. Pomnikowski told MTN News that she understands property managers have costs in processing some applications, but that customers should be charged only for those costs.
I'm not opposed to the idea of collecting a fee to do something like a credit check on a renter or something like that, but to charge a fee for the right to put in an application, I just think that is a vast overreach.
So Pomnikowski has introduced Senate Bill 241, which, if passed, would require landlords who charge these fees to return them to anyone who does not end up as the renter. Landlords or property management companies would be allowed to deduct any specific costs identified in writing in advance and actually performed. But a lobbyist for the Montana Landlords Association says he'll be opposing the bill when it comes up for a hearing next Tuesday at the Senate Business and Labor Committee. John Sinrud says landlords incur costs when reviewing rental applications and should be able to charge to cover those costs. He called the bill ridiculous and cumbersome. Pomnikowski says she believes some companies and landlords are taking advantage of tight markets to use application fees as a source of revenue, which she called an unfair housing practice.
My goal here is to just stop this practice. And so my hope is that landlords and property management companies stop charging someone for the privilege of turning in an application.
Reporting from Helena, Mike Dennison, MTN News.
There is a hearing on that scheduled for next Tuesday. NASA's Perseverance rover is sending images from Mars after a successful landing. The mission will involve a number of things never done before, including that first helicopter flight on another planet and the first recordings of sound from Mars. Incredible. We do have more ahead on this Friday version of the New News, including how Zoo Montana is celebrating one of its most beloved animals on a very special day. But first, Miller Robson's back in with a look at that statewide weather forecast.